Yo, 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 what is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your man, Melvin Taylor, right here on WHCR 90.3 FM, New York, the voice of Harlem. So glad to be in studio with you guys once again this week. Remember, you can catch us here every Monday night going into Tuesday morning, midnight, 11:55 p.m. if we being technical, until 2 a.m. Tuesday morning. Here to rock out with y'all. Hope y'all have enjoyed all the music that I played for y'all so far. We had some YFN Lucci Trey songs all night. Follow God by Ye. We had Ride That, Juvenile, Birdman, Lil Wayne, Money in the Grave, Drake and Rick Ross, Beauty in the Benz, Tory Lanez, featuring Snoop Dogg. What else do we have? We had On Chill by Wale and Jeremiah. We had Gangsters Make the Girls Go Wild by The Game and Chris Brown. We had a bunch of Roddy Ricch, who also got the #1 album in the country right now. #1 song as well. Shout out to The Box. Why you look? I was like, oh, okay. He got the #1 song, The Box, right now. It beat Justin Bieber's Yummy, even after he tweeted the other day, make sure y'all go stream Yummy. I appreciated a little bit of the shade that he was throwing too, because obviously we've seen, where if you have yet to see some of the posts from Justin Bieber's Instagram, as well as some of the other companies in which he's involved with, who have been saying, hey, make sure to stream Yummy, make sure to set a playlist to even play while you're asleep on Spotify, on Apple, and blah, blah, blah. And it was like, wow, y'all are really going ways to make sure that this song is streamed, when The Box, all it needed was the to be able to hit that #1 spot. Because if we be honest, we all like the song, but we all know we tuning in for that and then as soon as the beat drop, it's just hard. Like, oh my God. It feel like you at an opera or something. Like, it's just, it really do. It really do. It feel like I'm in a 1940s movie where black people can actually be on stage and in the theater. Like, it's cool at the same time. You get what I'm saying? What else did we play? We had News by Party Next Door, which that song, for whatever, I love that song. When it first came out, the one with him and Drake, Loyal, I think Loyal is cool, but News felt like a very traditional Party Next Door. Like, I need this on the Party Next Door EP whenever the next EP comes out, because that is a smash to me, and I love it. And it gets me back to the Break in Toronto, like P&D, like the first tape that he put out type of vibe, where I was like, I just want to drive late at night to this song and just think about stuff that I don't normally think about, because it just makes me feel that way. What else? We had Girls Love Beyonce by Drake and James Fauntleroy. And speaking of Drake, we also had Life is Good, Future and Drake. My video for that will be dropping sometime within the next couple of days. I haven't even watched the video yet, so I'm going to be able to give that to you guys for sure. We also had Boom Boom Room by Roddy Ricch play, which is a very good song. And we had Backseat play as well, which Backseat is a very, very good song. What's up, Kyle? Very good song. Deep by Fat Joe and Drake. What's up? So, yo, oh my goodness. Oh man, listen, if y'all only knew, yo, that's my yeah. Hey man, you just gotta be in studio sometimes for the conversations that we be having, because it's good that you can be able to kick it with people the way in which I can with my guy. Because, bro, listen. That is my guy right there. That's my guy for sure. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we do have a array of topics, a cornucopia, a plethora of topics in which I want to discuss with you all on today's show. First thing, I just want to shout out everybody else that usually listens in to the show. Tanya, if you're still listening in, what's up to you right now? Shout out to everybody that's in the Film Hub IG group with me. Shout out to my sketch team house party from this past week. We had our second to last. We had our last show to wrap up our second season, and some of the members on our team will not be coming back, so it was great to be able to do that with them, and the people from the short film that I was in that's going to come out sometime this year were there as well, so I'm very excited about that. Also, shout out to Young Chris, the artist. Also, shout out to Bone, if y'all listening in. Shout out to everybody from YouTube that will be listening in. Brent, if you're listening in as well, I appreciate each and every last one of you who tune in and listen on a weekly basis, and if you too would like a shout out, just hit me up on social media and let me know at TheAltWithMel, so that way we can make that happen. All right, cool. Like I said, have a cornucopia of topics in which I would love to discuss with you guys. But first, let me get off a couple more of these songs so that way we can then dive into it. And one other thing that we do, two other things that we got to talk about. I was able to listen to Denzel Curry's Zoo album. Shout out to my guy Vivek who told me about that. It is a great album, and I'm going to be talking about that very soon because I definitely want to cut this up and put this on a YouTube channel so that they can see everything that I have to say about that. But also, it's going to be kind of funny when I say it, but do Hillary Duff got bodies out here? Like Hillary Duff might be out here knocking people off. Crazy thought, ain't it? Don't worry, we're going to get into it in a little bit more coming up right after News by Party Next Door. Remember, you are tuned in to WHCR 90.3 FM New York, the voice of Harlem. It's your man Melvin Taylor, and this right here is News by Party Next Door. Let's do it. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, was Ricky by Denzel Curry. It is off of the Zoo album that he put out middle of last year. If you haven't had the chance to check it out, don't worry about it because I'm going to tell you about it right now. Your boy's just listening to that on his way uptown today. And also, while we got to talk about it, I was on the train and there was a dude that dropped some Lay's potato chips on the ground. He picked them up, right? He picked them up after like 2 minutes because he seen that I seen him drop it. And he looked at it, then he looked at me and then went back to eating his chips. And I was like, bro, you're disgusting because I already see what you about to do. So maybe like 4 or 5 minutes later, the chip's still there on the ground. Picks the chip up, puts it on his leg. And it just kind of sits there. I kind of look away. Then I turn back around. The chip is gone. Now, here's the thing about the chip being gone. At first, I was like, maybe it just might be in the seat. Eventually, when him and other people got up from that seat, there were no remnants of any chips there. And I was like, maybe he put it in a bag. And I remember he crushed up the bag and folded it. You know how it kind of made that sound? Didn't do that. Didn't do that at all. It's like maybe he put it in one of his pockets, but it probably would have made a specific shape because it was a pretty decent sized chip and his pocket was pretty small. So I'm just kind of, I feel weird because I caught that man as he ate some dirty Lay's chips off the New York City subway. And I feel dirty. It's just bad. Anyway. Can I go back to talking about Denzel Curry's Zoo album? Because it just disturbed me when I saw it. And I was like, this is how people really getting down. Like, I know it's tough, my guy, but you don't have to. You look like you got some things going for you. I hope you do. Because it don't need to be this, bro. It really don't. Honestly, it really don't. So what else we got going on? Now, listen, I listened to this Denzel Curry Zoo album, right? Reason in which I did not check out this Zoo album when it initially dropped was due to the fact that I thought everything for Denzel Curry was kind of all just one particular way, you know, as in like I thought it was the underground song that he had made before that like is the one that he used that went absolute viral. Like y'all know exactly which song it is that I'm talking about. Y'all know which song I mean. It's the one where he's like, I am the one, I mean, all of that. At first I was like, well, if this is who. Yeah, if I'm like, if this is how Denzel Curry's albums are gonna be, I'm not too interested in hearing his albums, right? But after listening to this Zoo album, it hit me in a way in which YBN Corday's album hit me in a sense of I expected one thing from you and got something completely different. Y'all remember when I initially said with the whole YBN movement, I was just like, yeah, I'm not. That whole wave can kind of miss me because I just don't feel like it's going to be the music in which I want to listen to, right? And when I listened to The Lost Boy, his album, I was like, oh, this is better than Chances. This is great. This is something I was not expecting, right? And I still go back and listen to YRN all the time, or is it RMP all the time with him and Anderson .Paak on there. And I got the same thing when I listened to this Denzel Curry album because last week I was just happened to be walking and I put my music on shuffle and this song Wish came on and I was like, let me give it a chance. But it started off with a super cool sample where I was like, oh my God, this is really nice. And then I listened to the whole song and when the beat dropped, I'm telling y'all, it was absolutely insane, right? So we started off with Zoo and Zoo, it was a heck of a way to be able to start off an album. Like the first thing that caught me was how it just kind of slowed down in the beginning of it to give kind of like a calm vibe. And I was just like, oh, okay, this is dope. I'm noticing this from a lot of his songs where when they start out like super slow and super smooth, and then they just have an incredible beat switch and just completely go a different way. It was mind blowing to me, how good it was. And then he even had a line in there that was I got M's on my belt feeling like Majin Buu, and I was like, oh, okay, get your little Dragon Ball Z reference in. I feel it. But then like right after that line, the turn up happened immediately, and I was just like, so amazing to me to be able to have that steady like pull, like, okay, I'm just gonna kind of like soothe you in, and then be able to turn it up and make it feel like I'm at a Travis Scott concert with the mosh pit beat switch. It was dope. And then we go from that to the song Ricky, the one that I just played for y'all right now, where you can definitely feel the H-Town vibe, the H-Town influence. Like it was impeccable to me. And the sample mix-up was great. Bless you. The sample mix-up was great. Bless you again. And then even the lines about what his mom was telling him about it, what his dad was telling him, and how he felt like growing up, him and his crew was a part of 3-6 mixed with Wu-Tang, mixed with I was about to say Dipset. It was I just cannot speak today, guys. I'm sorry, I don't know what it is. Dukes has. You know, it's funny. I always wanted that car growing up too. I was like, that car would be fire to be able to drive. Like, let me just
spray the front black.
Yeah, and just drive down. Except I want to drive down a random highway in Florida, but then at the same time I don't, because it's Florida and you never know what happens. Like I'm good. Exactly. I don't need nobody. Hey man, I kind of need a ride. Can I get in with you? And it's just it's just not gonna happen. So we went from there to my favorite song of the project so far, and that would be Wish. When I tell you, this song was a chef's kiss in the air. With the first time I heard it last week, I was like, y'all, what is this? Why didn't nobody tell me this? And I got to give credit to my guy, Vivek, who last Saturday we were hanging out, and he was saying he's got Denzel Curry in like his top 5 of rappers, because he's like his versatility, his beat selection, his flow, and how he can make songs just feel good and make you have a good time. And I was like, all right, you know what? I was going to give his album a chance at some point, but I'm going to speed it up and give it a chance today. And I'm so glad that I did, because going from like the catchy hook right now, I was literally at the point where I was saying it's between Don Toliver and Denzel Curry for two people that I will call right now to be like, if I need a catchy hook on something, like when I was talking about Jack Boys, I'm gonna put out that album review for y'all sometime this week. When I was listening to Jack Boys and Don't Know What to Do came on, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then the same time when Gang Gang came on the Jack Boys album, I was like, this is amazing as well. But hearing Denzel Curry on his album doing his hooks immediately made me go, put him and Don Toliver on the hook of everything right now to be able to get something catchy and something that's going to be a hit, because it is absolutely stunning. And then what else? What I loved about it was that it's got so much of a heavy South Florida, like Miami, like Dade County 305 type of influence that I haven't been to Miami yet. But every time I listen to a Rick Ross project that's very thorough, or I go back and listen to Briscoe, or I go listen to Billy Blue, or now I can add Mr. Curry, Denzel into that list as well, you could just feel that influence. It made me feel like I want to be in, I don't even like large bodies of water like that, right? But I want the Dukes that has a car just driving down a random highway in Miami with nothing but water on both sides as I'm speeding towards the city, because it just feels so good to be able to listen to it. Or I'm pulling up to a party that Uncle Luke might be throwing, but definitely not Freaknik though, because I've seen too many videos from that and I don't want to be a part of that in any way, shape, or form. I'm good. I'm good. Like I'm leaving, and I have left all of that life. I don't want to be there at all, because it's just way too much happening in some of those videos. And it always bothers me whenever people go on Twitter and say, oh man, that's my father in the background. I'm like, why are you doing this? You partially doing this for clout, but at the same time, why are you doing this? Like, just go show your dad and just be like, hey dad, is this you in the background? He'd be like, yeah. Don't ask me no more questions, and just leave it at that. You're right. You're right. Hey, hush up, little girls. There's a lot of cats going around here with that name. Like, just leave it. Just leave it. Just real Black Dynamite with it, and get up on and get up on out of there. Now, speaking of Rick Ross, the next song on there is called Birds. And there's a heavy distortion that started, which the song, it makes the song cool. Like, I think that the song was good. However, this is one of the ones where I kind of soured on the album just a little bit because it had a Rick Ross feature on here. I would have much preferred to hear Rick Ross on the previous song that I was referring to, which was Wish, rather than hear him on the Birds record, because the heavy distortion, it felt like a, it felt like a not even God Forgives I Don't, and it didn't feel like a Mastermind album. It kind of felt a little bit like the Mastermind album. No. Actually, I'll go back to this. It felt like a knockoff Elvis Presley Boulevard, and I was like, I don't really want. I would have preferred, now that I've heard how good Denzel Curry's beat selection is it, I don't know if it's Denzel or Denzel, forgive me, Denzel. I'm going to call you Denzel because it sounds like it might be Denzel. So now that I know how good your beat selection is with your projects, I would expect for Rick Ross to be on something that was a bit more smoother. Like, I know he can do both sides of it, but I would have preferred him to be on a Wish record, because that felt more like it felt like a more Miami, like this is the life type of record in which Rick Ross will be on. I still think that his verse was dope, especially him shouting out Nipsey Hussle. But like I said before, I wish Rick would have been on Wish, and Kiddo Marv, who was featured on Wish, would have been on Birds, because what Kiddo Marv gave to the song, I felt would have worked on Birds as well. After that, we had Tay Keith on a song called Automatic, and it was nice. It was nice. I thought that this is dope. And going those 5 songs in, while I didn't particularly love the song Birds, at the same time, I was like, this is still a pretty solid record overall. Then we got to Speedboat. Speedboat was another one as well where I felt as if it didn't necessarily actually take that back. Speedboat was one where I felt, while still being very smooth. Hold on, I just dropped this right here, and I got to pick this up. While still feeling relatively smooth, this is another record in which I wish Rick could have been on, because, again, I'm noticing how good your beat selection is now. Now I know that I like an artist when I start saying, oh, I wish you would have did it this way, or I wish you would have did it that way, but I'm still rocking with it. Because more often than not, if I come across somebody where I was like, I don't even give you the chance to be like, I wish you would have did it this way, I just would turn it off, and I just wouldn't listen to you again. But the fact that I'm like, I enjoy this aspect of your music, I like this part of it, means that I want to be nitpicky, because I want this to be as perfect as what it could be. And I just wish that he would have been able to add that on there. And then he had a piano underneath it as well on this one that gave it a good touch. And I was good. That gave it a good touch. Thank you. And the thing that I completely, you know how you be just doing something and then something happen and it just throw you all the way off. That's exactly what just happened right now. But it's cool, though. It is absolutely cool. It's kind of like when today I was watching the Breakfast Club interview with Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, and Charlamagne decided to ask Will Smith about how much more money he was getting than Martin. And Will was like, Charlamagne, we 4 minutes in. Don't do no type of stuff like that. What's wrong with you? And then Will proceeded to sidestep the question, and Angela Lee asked another one. I was like, that's some good media training right there, because that can tell you right there he's been doing it for a long time. Now, back to what I was talking about before, going into the next song, which is the interlude, Bushy B interlude. It was cool because it also had a sample underneath it, and I was like, I'm infatuated with his ability to be able to pick great samples and then the producers making good songs out of those. Or even if it's just the producer's work that's doing that, they did an impeccable job. I loved it. Then he had another interlude that was called Yo, that was hilarious, where the dude only really said yo the entire time. Dope. Carol Mart was great. Ice Billion Bird, you did your thing on the hook. That was amazing. It definitely felt like a party. The whole time I was listening to the record, I was like, oh, this is stunning. This is amazing. I like this. I like this a lot. I don't know if the album can get any better than what I'm getting from right here. Then Shake 88 came on, and I was like, okay, Uncle Luke influence, you're here now, and I'm enjoying it, right? It was so good. This brings me right back to the samples that he had on there, and I was just like, bro, you know how to have a good time with your music. And Sam Sneak, I believe Sam Sneak might have did the record. Sam Sneak, for those of y'all that don't know, is also Rick Ross's DJ. And if he did, Sam Sneak, you did an amazing job, bro, because that Shake 88 had an Uncle Luke influence that I was like, I'm loving this. Bada bop bop all the way. Shout out to Pusha T for making that happen. And then we had another song, Blackland 6.6, 66.6, which was just another interlude. And then we had Pat, which felt very much like the old Denzel Curry, and the one that I was telling y'all before about that I had judged based on what his music was going to be. But if I had to give y'all top 5 from the album, it would have been Wish, Zoo, Ricky, Shake 88, and Carol Mart. Those would be my favorites. And the way that you start off your album with having Zoo, Ricky, and then Wish, that was a great strong start, and it also, when I look back on it now, was a very good indication of what we were going to get on the project. Overall, I absolutely loved it, and it opened me up to the point to say I would want to check out more of his stuff moving forward. Okay, that's what I want to get to. And one of the other takeaways is that from being able to hear how cohesive the sound was and still feel like it's a Miami influence type of thing, right? What I liked is that this album here helped me to show he knows who he is as an artist. And when somebody knows who they are and where they're from, and they can not only make music that reflects that, but bangs and puts on for the city, but also has a good time with it, that's what makes me really fall for an artist's music. That's what really has me saying, I want to check out more of your stuff. Period. Like I don't care if it's even if he goes back to what he was doing before. Now that I know you're just versatile. You kind of Roddy Ricch in a sense where I know Roddy Ricch can give me anything else that I'm doing at the same time or anything else that we hear on the radio right now. But then at the same time, we can also get back to he can give me a backseat and it's fire. He can give me the box and it's fire. He can give me high fashion and it's fire. He can hop on. What was that? What was you said he can give me the box and it's I need you to chill. Wow. I need you to chill. All right? Y'all knew what Y'all know what I meant. Now, overall, man, I'm dead. I gotta play another song for y'all because I can't even continue. When you come back, we gonna talk about Hillary Duff, and we gonna talk about the Oscars and what's going on there. Hey, look, man, Denzel Curry, I want to go down to Miami and I want to go to a concert. I want to go to a party where they play your music now because your album was just that good. I'm definitely going to be checking out more stuff that you had. This project was overall super solid. And I very much enjoyed it. Now, let's, just because Kyle want to be like this, let's just go ahead and put on The Box by Roddy Ricch right now. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to WHCR 90.3 FM New York, the voice of Harlem. This is The Alternative with Melvin Taylor. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, that right there was a song called Fast by Suko the Child. It's actually pretty good. Y'all should definitely get a chance to check it out when you get some time. And Kyle just told me that the video has a very high production value. So maybe check that out when you get some time. And he also had, obviously, Offset and A Boogie on the song. I just enjoy it. Just a nice song to, like, it just feels good when it comes on type of thing. You know, it feels nice. It feels like something that I might hear in Too Fast, Too Furious, but I probably won't. But you know, I said Too Fast, Too Furious. I meant to say any of the new maybe Fast and Furious space whenever they go to outer space, because this got to happen at some point, right? Like it has to happen. Do you think that Ja Rule dropping the ball for Too Fast, Too Furious and opening up the door for Ludacris is one of the biggest regrets of his career? I would say yes. The reason why I say yes, imagine how much more relevance he would have had right now to be able to still battle 50 Cent. Because when 50 wasn't hot no more, Ja Rule could have been like, oh, my movie's still doing billions and been all on the soundtrack. He could have really had a whole wave to ride. Crazy. What up, ladies and gentlemen? Remember, you are tuned in to WHCR 90.3 FM New York, the voice of Harlem. And this is The Alternative with Melvin Taylor. We just finished talking about Denzel Curry's Zoo album. And a couple other things I wanted to holler at you guys about was the fact that shout out to The Shop on HBO because they were nominated for NAACP Outstanding Talk Series. So congratulations to them. That is most certainly fire. Also, before I get into my Oscar bag kind of heavy, I want to shout out to Matthew Cherry, who used to play in the NFL and is a filmmaker from Chicago. And me and him have been following each other on Twitter for a while. He's a very popular filmmaker on Twitter. Like he follows a good amount of people, but at the time, he followed me and I asked him some questions about filmmaking way back before I even was into it the way in which I am to now. And the fact that he even took the time to respond to some of my stuff was very big to me, right? He had an animated short film called Hair Love that was nominated for an Oscar, and I'm so proud of him for that. For it was him as well as Karen Rupert Tolliver, and I just want to say congratulations to you both. I cannot wait to be able to sit down and watch the film. I hope that y'all win it, because if we being honest, y'all already know where I'm going to next. Y'all one of the few black people that got nominated for something this year. Matter of fact, y'all one of the few people of color that was nominated for something, because a lot of people were snubbed at the Oscars. A lot of people have been very upset that, say for example, J-Lo was snubbed at the Oscars for supporting role for Hustlers, and they all felt like she should have been nominated. And where I was upset, I was like, man, Lupita ain't even get a look at a nomination for Us. She bodied that. Even if y'all don't feel the same way that y'all feel about Us, how everybody felt about Get Out, right? She still bodied. She had to play two people that carried the movie the entire time. What? How is Halle Berry still the only black woman that's won a Oscar as a main actress? It makes no sense. It makes no sense for me. And then we start looking at the other snubs, right? Uncut Gems, which I saw today, which I will tell y'all, Adam Sandler was in his bag during this movie. It felt so New York. It felt so real. Like I was like, I've seen these type of people before. But Adam Sandler put a whole spin on it where I'm like, I'm more accepting of this than I would be in any other way with somebody else doing this acting job right now. And he was seriously in his bag. The movie had me on edge sometimes where I'm like, I've been on the edge for like 45 minutes because I don't know what's about to happen. And anything can happen at a certain point in time. It was crazy. Lakeith Stanfield did his job well. The Weeknd did a pretty good job as well. Who else? Kevin Garnett did a very good job, especially like the banter that him and Adam Sandler had to have back and forth at different points of time was great. You know what this movie really, like, I really wanted him to be able to get an Oscar nomination, right? What else I really want to take away from this movie was I want Adam Sandler, even though he tweeted today, I'm paraphrasing in a sense, but he tweeted that he's probably just going back to making the regular movies and whatnot that he normally makes, right? I so badly want to see Adam Sandler play like a villain in a movie where he's just like a stone cold, like bad dude. Like oh, you ain't got my money? Like, it's cool. Cut all 3 of his fingers and 2 of his toes type of thing. Because seeing this movie made me look at him and be like, bruh, if y'all put Adam Sandler as a villain in like a real, I'm not even going to say don't put him in a Marvel movie. Put him in a DC movie as a villain. Because in DC, they be like, we going to show you how we going to put him in like a John Wick type of thing where he's like a villain. But he's not the villain that's finna get touched. He's just like, okay, I see you serious. We can figure this out type of thing. But like being able to see him in that light, or imagine how my guy, the villain that was the bad guy in Bad Boys 2, right? I'm thinking on that type of villainry where I'm like, you're just an evil guy. Like, you just bad overall, bro. I want to see Adam Sandler do that role. Because after seeing Uncut Gems, I was like, oh, Adam Sandler could do this and body it. I want to see that desperately. Because this was amazing. There are points in the movie where I'm sitting here like, bro, I'm rooting. I'm really like, I think one thing might happen, but then something else might happen, but I want this to happen. There was a certain point in the movie where they had me rooting for the Celtics. I'm a Lakers fan. Exactly. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. But snubbed at the Oscars, right? What else is snubbed at the Oscars? Dolomite Is My Name. If you have not seen Dolomite Is My Name, I'm going to be honest, I don't like you as a person. I don't. Because that movie is so transformative and was so amazing. I still remember like leaving the theater and being like, I want to go sit up for the next 4 days and just write. Because the Rudy Ray Moore's story and how he just literally was like, I thought I was going to get here and everything was going to be different, but I'm just here working this regular job, being this regular person. I don't want this. And then going on a comedy grind and then be like, you know what? I want to make movies, and then making it happen. Like, it was just, those are the stories that need to be told and need to be shown and need to have awards given to them. It should have got a nomination, bro. It should have got a nomination for the acting. I do want to say, I have to double check. I want to say that Ruthie Carter may have gotten a nomination for costume design. I hope she did. If she didn't, it's a travesty. Because a lot of that stuff, I was like, Hey, that was fire back then. Would not look good now, but high key, I would pull 3 of those outfits and wear those right now because they look good. They look real good. Greta Gerwig, who was the director for, what do I got here? She was the director for Little Women, was not nominated as well. Taron Egerton, my man from Kingsman, he played Rocket Man. He was, why am I forgetting my man's name right now? This is terrible. This is terrible. Oh my God, people are screaming at me. I can feel it right now. I can feel it. And it's gonna be high as a kite by then. It's really gonna be a long. Come on, Kyle. I need you to help me, bro. Rain me back. Just look up Rocket Man. I'm gonna feel so bad as soon as we say the man. Yes. Okay. You looking at me like I don't even know. No, don't say no Elton John like that when you wasn't pulling up his name either. No. You wasn't. Okay. Now, Taron Egerton, I haven't seen the movie yet. From everything that I've heard, he should have gotten a nomination for Elton John because they said he bodied that more than Rami Malek bodied my man from Bohemian Rhapsody. And I'm like, well then, how did he not? He didn't get nothing? Nothing at all. And then what else we have? Frozen 2 and Apollo 11 also. They said a lot of these things were just were snubbed. I think they said Midsummer got snubbed as well. I don't know about Frozen. I haven't even seen the first one, so I can't even really say nothing to y'all about that. But it just bothered me that I'm like, bro, nobody of color, nobody black really got anything nominated this year. And then I know that they not about to give it to Parasite. I know y'all not. Because y'all keep wanting to put Parasite in the best foreign language film because it's got subtitles, but it's like, if it's a good movie and was the best movie that year, shouldn't it win best movie of the year? Because I'm looking now, 1917 I've heard is great. Joker, I'm going through. Well, yeah, it was all one take. It was like The Revenant with Leo, which is amazing, right? High key. Remember my same buddy that you asked me earlier? Was he with her? Yep. Now listen, his ex, her uncle shot that. Wow, crazy, right? He's the same one that he also shot Skyfall, James Bond, fire, right? Joker's a great movie. Don't get me wrong. Y'all giving Joker way more nominations than what it deserves, right? Marriage Story, I'm cool. Irishman, too long for me, bro. It was I wanted to take a nap midway through. I'm like, bro, I love y'all. All y'all actors that's in this. I love y'all so much. It's too long though. It's too long. Probably one of the reasons why I still ain't seen Scarface or The Godfather yet. No, or Goodfellas. I'm not saying that it's not worth it. I believe those movies are different levels in terms of they're worth it. I'm probably gonna sit down and watch those at some point in time soon. But I was just like, this movie was like 3 hours. Y'all was an Avengers movie, bro. With minimal action. With people would say, I heard before they was like, oh, it's gonna be long. But I was like, the action throughout it was enough to sustain this longevity that y'all have for this movie. I want to take a nap. I was like, I can't do this. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Jojo Rabbit, Parasite, Ford vs. Ferrari. I did want to see that. Best actor. I know how they put Antonio Banderas in. Can you believe this is Antonio Banderas' first nomination as like a best actor in the category? That's crazy. Best actress. Ooh, they did kind of. I mean, so Homegirl from Harriet got nominated for best actress. Well, I guess we don't really rock with her because wasn't nobody happy about that. Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I don't either. Because at first, when I first saw the trailer, I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'll check it out. But then I'm forgetting what the comments were. I got to double check on that. But people were just like, I'm not with everything that she's saying right now. And I was like, ooh, this movie does not look like it's going to do well. So I'm going to leave this alone. And I will come back at another time. In terms of costume design, Ruth E. Carter, Dolomite Was My Name was not nominated. So I'm going to leave it at that. All right, well, I hope Hair Love actually wins because I'm That's the only thing that I'm really rooting for at this point in time. I haven't even seen Hustlers yet, but I want to see it now because y'all are really riding for Jennifer Lopez. I didn't know the love was that big. So now I'm like, all right, I'm going to go check it out. I'm going to go check it out because I know for a minute I was supposed to, but I hadn't seen anything about it. And then same for Queen and Slim. I thought they'd get something too, but from the mixed reviews that I heard from how some people felt leaving the movie, they said it's cool that it did not. I was going to talk a little bit about Antonio Brown, but I'm just leave that alone because I want to get into that. I'll probably talk about that next week because I'm sure we'll have an update on that story. I just want to talk a little bit about, and this is something that's going to motivate me this week to put this together. Why do we put so much passion into winning these awards from these institutions that don't recognize us? Like it's very much the same conversation that when Gerard was here on the show that we all had behind the scenes, where it was like, we really want to win these awards to get this approval from the Academy because y'all are the biggest of the biggest on the block. I'm tired of having to do that. I'm tired of that. When are we going to just go to the award shows that celebrate us, right? Right. That this is the only ones that we going to. But here's the other aspect of it. If we want those award shows to accurately portray who we are, what we're doing, what we want to win awards, and really upholding those and uplifting those and treating those as if they are the creme de la creme, people got to go to them. Now, with people going to them, they're going to be viewed at differently because a lot of people right now, they're like, oh, but the BET Awards are this way and the Hip Hop Awards are this way and these awards are this way and the Soul Train Awards are this way. Y'all realize that it's only this way because we stopped going to them. So now they're like, we're going to cater to the crowd that watches. We're going to cater to the crowd that comes to the award show. So if more people were to go, if Jay, Puff, Will, B, Jada, Naomi, like everybody that's on that, Dr. Dre, everybody, Cube, all of them, right? If everybody you put in all them tiers started pulling up to all the black award shows only, you mean to tell me things wouldn't change? They changed overnight. Overnight. Why are we not doing this? We can do it easy. We can do it dumb easy. First of all, y'all need to let me on the red carpet so that way I can interview people because Terrence J, I'm coming for you, bro. All love and respect. But we need to put more energy, more love, more time into the award shows that we care about, into the award shows that represent us. We need to care about them more. If we do that, then I think that a lot of the validation in which we seek from these other award shows, we won't even care anymore. And you know what's the best part about caring about something? I'm speaking to the camera and I'm speaking about Kyle right now. The best part about caring about something, when you don't care about it anymore, is when it come back around like it's always wanted you. And that's just how the way the world works. Ladies and gentlemen, it's about time for me to go ahead and get up out of here. I'm so grateful, so thankful for y'all to tune into the show. Remember, you can find me on YouTube, Melvin Taylor II, as well as my website, melvintaylorii.com, and on Instagram, Melvin Taylor II. You can find the show at TheAltWithMel, TheAltWithMel, on all social media platforms and on YouTube as well. Please remember, stay blessed, stay favored, always stay tailored. If you got a dream, see it through. I will see you guys next week on the show.
WHCR 90.3 FM, New York.
And right now, we're going to go ahead and leave on this song, Ballin', because that's how your boy is going into the rest of this week. Peace and love. I will see y'all real soon.